here, girls. Come here, Gabriella. You know, when you're in the midst of something, it's really hard to even grasp everything that happens. And I was thinking about the words extreme Christmas makeover. And Christmas is a celebration of Christ's birth. And I was thinking about his life. He was born in extreme conditions. And his walk had extreme obstacles, extreme opposition, and his walk was extreme love and extreme compassion and extreme grace. And that's really how I see Extreme Christmas Makeover. I mean, this project, the conditions were extreme. The conditions of the home were extreme, extremely terrible. At so many levels, I couldn't even comprehend. And really, thank God I didn't comprehend it, because I would have just thrown up my hands and said, I give up. And as human beings, that's what we want to do. But Christ never gave up. He endured extreme conditions, and his extreme love overcame all the obstacles. So we had extreme conditions of the home, and we had extreme circumstances. I mean, literally, I have never seen anything like it. One day we had sun, and then it was relentless, pouring rain, freezing. I was so cold. Everyone was so cold because we had to be outside all day. People, oh my gosh, they worked through the night. I'd be shaking so bad. I couldn't stop shaking. I'd be so cold. I had to ask a friend to come and bring me some boots. Yet every single person, no matter how afraid I was over the circumstances we had to face, and whether people were going to show up every day, I mean, it was unbelievable. Yet every single day, my husband, key people, Tim Gallman, several people, the Marines, every day they showed up. It didn't matter how terrible it was. They persevered. The painters, the young man that was putting in the air conditioning system, I mean, it was brutal. And then on top of it, of rain and freezing cold and mud, on Friday morning, as beautiful as it was, the snow was beautiful, but it was also brutal. It was brutal for all of us that had to work in it. And a part of me just thought, I just don't know. I really don't know. How in the world are we going to accomplish this? How in the world is this going to work? And how much can people actually endure? But you know what? It wasn't about whether we could endure or persevere. Because God does endure, and he does persevere. And through him, people did endure. No matter what the obstacles were, whether the obstacles were the condition of the home, which every single day was another challenge, or if it was the obstacles of the weather, people endured. Because God gave them the strength and the power to do that. That to me was amazing. It was amazing watching, and I was there. I was amazed at the whole process. I still cannot wrap my head around the miracle that I witnessed from the moment we began on Sunday on a home that I really honestly thought was not transformable. I knew we could probably do some things, but we ripped off the siding and the whole thing is rotted. And I was like, where in the world am I going to get the materials for all this siding? Yet God made a way. I called Zarski Lumber and I said, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this, but we're going to have siding. And she said, no problem. We'll deliver it today. How does that happen? I mean, my husband was overwhelmed with all the work that had to happen. And this man appeared. I thought he was a guy to help with the air conditioning. He goes, no ma'am, I'm a trim carpenter. Well, every single window was rotted and fell out or something was wrong. So we ended up having to replace every single window in this home. Every single one. Well, you've got to trim the inside and the outside of this thing, and it takes hours of skilled labor. Plus the trim on all the doors. We had to replace the doors. We had to replace the baseboards. It was a never-ending challenge. Here this man shows up. I was shocked. His name is Dean. And that night, late that night, I was just like, Dean, I am so thankful. I don't know how you got here, but I just thank God you came. And he said, well, ma'am, I saw the story on TV about 3 weeks ago, and I asked God, I prayed that I'd be able to come and help y'all. How does that happen? That is God. Every light fixture, I mean, there was not one single thing that worked. My God, BL Guests didn't just give us lights, they gave us the most beautiful lighting for that entire house that I've ever seen. It was amazing. When the flooring guys came, I mean, it was so cold, the glue wasn't even going to dry. So what did they do? Randy Vela came the night before and put the glue down. I mean, these guys all work full time. Here they are coming late at night, putting the glue down so they could be ready for the next day. The sacrifice, really, the sacrifice of so many was amazing. It really was. They all do these jobs for a living, yet they stopped everything. Many of them, including my husband, gave an entire week of their life. Not just gave an entire week. I'm talking a hard week. A week that was so challenging. Yet, God brought every single supply we needed. Every single person. My God, more supply. I went there and I said, and my husband goes, honey, you can't just ask for water heaters. They're expensive. So I went to More Supply and he goes, well, what do you need? I said, water heater. He goes, okay. What else do you need? I said, well, handicapped toilet. Done. Sink. Done. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I mean, Tim Gallman, Tile and Granite, he worked day and night. Literally, he transformed the back house to a livable space. It was completely uninhabitable. It is a work of art. I mean, Doll Tile supplied this beautiful tile. He laid tile for the entire place back there. Did a beautiful. And what I loved so much about everyone who participated, God just brought them in, whether they were there on the work site or they were supplying something. Every single thing. I mean, Factory Direct supplied all the kitchen appliances that were gorgeous. And then my neighbor jumped in and talked to Appliance Mart, and they supplied a washer and dryer. I had no idea it cost them $85 a week to do laundry at the laundromat. Do you realize what that's going to mean to that family? They have a new washer and dryer and they have a laundry room. They have a beautiful kitchen and everything works. But what I so much loved about this whole process that I literally watched unfold, it wasn't about anything I orchestrated. It was just presenting the opportunity that God gave us. And people joined in and they gave their very best. Their very best, not leftovers, not broken, not needs repair. I mean brand new, top of the line, beautiful products, and the craftsmanship that went into this house transformed it into a home. To me, this just illustrates really the miracle of Christmas. It is a miracle. Christmas is a miracle. A child is born in a space that is undesirable. He walks among those that he loves, and he spends his time with the unwanted, the undesirable, the invisible. And he overcomes all those obstacles with his love and his grace. And then what he does through his life, his death, and resurrection is literally transform you and I and everyone that's touched by him. That's the miracle of Christmas, is the miraculous transformation that he brings to us. And that is the miracle of Extreme Christmas Makeover. Mom and Dad.
Color, 'cause green is my favorite color.
Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
And we want you to know it's Christ's love, and you know that makes our Extreme Christmas possible. That God's worked through every hand here, night and day. And we love you, and we're thankful for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you.
Y'all.
We appreciate y'all very much.
It really is a miracle. It is a miracle of his complete transformation of a house to a home. And all the love and grace and compassion that is poured into that by many. And through that process, we become transformed. I love you, honey. I love you, girls. I love you, girls. We are truly transformed by his miracle that he uses in front of us and ultimately transform the life of a family forever. A family that felt invisible, felt unworthy, felt undesirable and unwanted. And they saw his love pour out in a miraculous way. And it's simply God's gift. His gift of grace, his gift of love, his gift of compassion to them and for us. There is no greater message, I don't think, of hope than the whole process of Extreme Christmas. It's hope-filling for everyone involved and for other people when they witness it. When you're a part of it, you see his hope in unbelievable ways. Unbelievable. And that is Christmas. Christmas is the message of hope. And God delivered that hope through this year's Extreme Christmas Makeover in a miraculous way. What matters is that we want this to be a gift to your family. And we want that gift to be his abundant, overflowing love. That really is what Extreme Christmas is about, is his overflowing, undeniable, extreme love that he has for you and I. And we get to share that in a moment, and we hope that this will be a life-changing moment for you for the rest of your lives, just like Christ has been a life-changing for each and every one of us. We love you all very much. And just like Christ, it's freely given. And we thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your family. We love you, Emily, Zeke. You're wonderful. And it has been a great blessing to us to be a part of your life, and in a really important way. And we're very fortunate that God gave us the invitation and brought us all together. And thank you. And Zeke, I just receive this hope and this healing power that God has brought into this place. And know that each and every one of us pray for you on a daily basis. And everything here, we want it to be a gift of hope for you. That's why we're here. At the very end, I really didn't have a chance to stand back because I did not believe that we were going to make it to Saturday's reveal. I really didn't. But I did trust him. And that night when everything had quieted down and people had left, and I'm standing there looking at the sheer beauty. Oh my gosh, I never thought it could happen. The beautiful home, and in the dark, and all the Christmas lights around it, and just freshly painted, literally. And we had laid this mulch down in the front, really like the stable where Jesus was born. And the beautiful reindeer and the sleigh and the Christmas lights. And I'm looking through this window, this bay window. It's so beautiful. And this beautiful Christmas tree that's lit. And I can see the family through there. Just the sheer excitement and joy of the miracle that they've experienced. They can't even comprehend the miracle. I'm not kidding you. I know that. And to just watch this unfold. I just remember just looking at that and saying, you know what, God? I really did not believe this is possible. But the difference is I trusted you. I trust you. And I took this step of trust, even though there was nothing in me that supported believing that it was possible. And you know what? I don't have to believe it's possible. I just have to trust the one that does. With Christ, all things are possible. This was impossible. But Christmas is really about possibilities. And through him, that possibility happened. The miracle happened before our eyes. Merry Extreme Christmas. Mm-hmm.